Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through how to handle missing data in a dataset. We're going to need a new library to help us, so we're going to use the tidyr library. This is part of the tidyverse package. This library has functions specifically for cleaning up data. So let's install it and load the library. So in the previous video, I showed you how to view packages. So you click here, and you can see all the different libraries. So I already installed it, but for your sake, I will show you how to install the package. So you would write here, and I'm just commenting it out. Install that packages tidyverse, and then you would run that, and then you'd be able to have access to all the libraries that the tidyverse package offers. So let's we need some functions from the dplyr library as well. So we're gonna bring that in. And remember before, this is a way to bring in the library. So dplyr is checked right here. And then we need the tidyr library. So we run that, and then if I scroll down to tidyr, it's checked right there. So I'm going to use a new dataset called workout data, and it just has basic information on gym members' daily workouts, and we can look into that more in depth when we load it. So we need to read in the CSV. So we're going to read in this right here, workout_data.csv. So to make it easier, I'll just go to my previous file from group and aggregate data. And I'm going to change the name of this because it's no longer in this folder. It is in the handling missing data in R. And then we replace this file, patients.csv, with workout_data. So, and notice how it wrapped this line. It was too far and it wrapped, and you can do that by pressing code and checking soft wrap long lines. So let's go ahead and read this in and look at the data. So, it shows you member ID, that would be your primary key, visit date, age, gender, membership type, workout duration minutes, calories burned, and check-in time. And you'll notice how there are a couple null values here, workout duration minutes, NA, and there's some blanks too. So a blank right here in workout type, and a blank here in gender. So we can actually check the count of null values by using a function called col_sum. So let's demonstrate that. So col_sums is NADF. So you're checking what is null in the data frame that we just read in. So when we run that, we see here that only the workout duration minutes, there are 2 instances, but we know that when we looked in our data frame, we had blanks in the workout type and gender. So we can fix this by passing in a parameter to replace the blanks with NA values. So we go back here and we can put in a comma, NA.strings, and we pass in a vector. If it's blank, then replace it with NA. And let's run that and see the new data frame. And it replaced our blanks with NA. So we're good to go there. There's going to be times when you need something in a column, and if there's a blank, then that record is not going to be useful to us in analysis. So we just need to get rid of the whole row. And that's perfectly acceptable based on whatever scenario that you're faced with. So let's say we have to have a value for workout type. So we have to have a value here. So the row that we need to get rid of is this one, row 8. So to drop that, let's make a new data frame and let's call it df cleaned. And let's put df and a pipe operator, drop NA. We want to drop that row if it has a null value. And we're looking at workout type because here we need a value here. So we're going to drop that whole row if there's a null value in this column. So we run that and we get a second data frame here called df cleaned. And notice how that row is gone. So this row, so age 38 male, annual, NA, that row is gone. So another thing that we can do is we can fill in data where we have NAs. So if we have nulls. So let's look at this workout duration minutes column. And let's look at our null values. So let's say we have to have a value here. So let's replace these null values with zeros. But keep in mind, like I mentioned in a previous video, if we replace these values with zeros, a small value or a greater value, then we're going to skew the aggregations. So if we calculate mean, it's definitely going to be skewed to be way less than the mean. So let's go ahead and replace the NAs with zeros. So what we can do is, and let's use it on the df clean data frame. So notice how I put this money sign there. We're specifically honing in on that workout duration minutes column. So, and we're going to put brackets here because we're going to replace that value. Is.NA df cleaned. So if there's a null value in that column, replace it with 0. So we're taking this column and we're replacing it with 0 because we're assigning it and we're putting these brackets in. And we're only looking at the instances where there's going to be a null value. So that's why it's is.NA for this column. We'd run that. And notice how in the workout duration minutes column, the NAs are now zeros. So we know how to change these values to 0, but what if we want the average to be we don't want the average to be brought down due to these zeros. So we want to replace these zeros or these null values with the average value. So I'm just going to run this again to reset it. So we run that and we're back to NAs. And I want to take the average. So I'm just going to copy and paste this and change this 0 to mean df cleaned workout duration minutes. And if I run that, I'm not gonna get any changes here because we have to add another parameter to the line. So we have to add na.rm is equal to true. So this just means that we're looking at each instance, and if it's a null value, then go ahead and run this. So now when we run this, we're going to see that that value changed to the average. So the average is 67.36, and you see that same value here. So we can do that, but we can also change we could also change a string. So let's say we need to have a value here in gender in row 4. So we can replace this null value and we can just call it unknown if we don't have a value for male or female. So, and I'm just going to copy this to help us again. So same concept. So instead of this workout duration minutes, I'm going to change the column to be gender. And do the same thing here. And instead of 0, I will put a string, unknown. So now that we run that, we're going to see unknown right here in this row. So these are some methods that you can use in handling missing data. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.